All right, everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. This is CharlesEllroy, and today we have a series between Limitless Void and Literal Monkeys. Limitless Void is going to start off being on blue side. Literal Monkeys is going to start off being on red. My thanks to both those teams for letting me stream and shoutcast this game. Much appreciated. If you're tuning in now, the games are about ready to get started. So hang tight, and we'll get started in just a couple moments. All right, everybody, we've got Limitless Void on the blue side, Literal Monkeys on the red side. The first two bans are coming through. We've got Galio and Diana ban from the side of Limitless Void. We've got Orianna and Aurelia ban on the side of Literal Monkeys. And the final ban for this first phase coming from blue side is going to be the Seraphine. And then we've got a Shaco. Nobody wants to play against a Shaco. I love the ban. Okay. We'll see what B1 pick is. I like the bans. Diana's very strong right now. Her team fight, her ult allows her to be a team fight presence. Same thing with Seraphine and the same thing with Galio. So I love those three bans. Aurelia, very good skirmisher. Orianna has a great team fight presence with her ults as well as a good skirmish. And Shaco is terrifying to be around. I love the Lulu pick. Lulu is super strong right now. So I'm so excited to see the Lulu get picked. I want to see what kind of ADC they pick it with, but I don't want to say anything too early. But I'm very excited for the Lulu. The R1 pick is going to come through here any second now. And it'll be Zhao. Zhao is very strong as well. I'm loving the way this is coming together so far. And it'll be Misfortune locked in for the ADC role. Now here's where I'm excited to see what they pick with the Lulu. I want to see something that hyper scales, that's a strong carry, that has a presence that can be really worked with that Lulu. Ashe, okay. I think there's some better champions to pick with the Lulu, like a Vayne, a Jinx, Kog'Maw, but I like Ashe with the Lulu. I still think there is a lot of buffs that apply to her that'll be very active, and I like the lane. It's a strong, solid poke lane, and the Rek'Sai locked in for the jungle. I like the Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is very fun in the jungle, very strong in the jungle, very mobile. The dash with the R is incredible, and I like to see. I like the way that Limitless Void is drafting so far, but I also like Literal Monkeys. They've got a strong dynamic, but we don't see a lot yet. I want to see what support they decide to pair with the Misfortune. I have my own personal favorite. It isn't the Zyra, but I do like it. I love Leona with the Misfortune. I think the alts really pair well together, but Zyra also offers a lot of CC, strong poke, a very solid ult that pairs well with Misfortune's ult, so I like what I'm seeing there. We're going to see a Yone ban come through from the side of Literal Monkeys. And these are all going to be top and mid bans that we're looking at here. So there's the Urgot ban coming out of the side of Limitless Void. Huge fan of Urgot, love his team fight presence, his ult, his ability to just execute people at a certain point. Lots of fun things about the Urgot, so I'm glad to see him taken out. And there's the Zed. I don't know if that's a target ban. He hasn't been. I haven't seen him played a lot in meta or anything like that, so that must be respect being given over to the mid laner from the side of Limitless Void. And the final ban coming through for the side of Limitless Void is going to be popping up here in just a second. And it will be a Sylas. Sylas is very strong right now. His Everfrost into the Abduct Abscond with the Kingmaker makes it super easy for him to trade onto somebody and land all of his skill shots. And his Kingmaker makes it so that it's very hard to trade back against him. You think you've won a trade, and then he ends up blowing you up. Ekko, I like the Ekko pick. Ekko is very mobile. His ultimate makes it so it's very hard to lock him down. A lot of teamfight presence with his stun and his poke on the Q. I think Ekko is a very good pick here. We'll have to see what Limitless Void responds with and what they'll put top as well, since they're going to have to blind pick the top role. Kassadin, okay. I like the Kassadin pick. I think that's a very fun pick. Kassadin, again, another mobile champion, does a lot of burst damage. Nice to get onto the back line. He'll be able to pop the Zyra. He'll be able to pop the Misfortune. He'll be able to pop the Zhao. Depending on Zhao build, if he goes more of a tanky build, that'll be harder. But I like what we see here. And the final pick for Limitless Void coming through, it's going to be a Volibear top. Let's see what the final pick is in response to the top lane for that Volibear. Gonna be Dr. Mundo. It's one of the first times I've seen him played with the reworked kit, so I'm excited to see this. And I love what the draft looks like so far. We've got a Volibear into a Mundo, Ekko into a Kassadin, Zhao into Rek'sai, and then Ashe and Lulu are going to be going into the Misfortune and the Zyra. So I love what we're seeing here. They're going to go ahead and get in the client draft while we talk a little bit about what we see here. By the way, if you haven't done it, hit the follow button. I host these games almost every night, and I'd appreciate the support. Looking at the Volibear and the Mundo, Mundo, from what I understand, is super strong right now. I love Volibear. I play him a lot in the jungle. I think that he's a great top laner too. He allows for dive potential. But I do think that the Mundo is going to have a pretty strong laning phase. Team fight wise, I think that we'll probably see him split push a little bit more. But I do think that the Mundo is going to have the upper hand here. I could be wrong. But we'll see. We've also got the Ekko into the Kassadin. I think that's going to be a relatively even matchup. The Kassadin's able to do a lot of burst damage. He's quite mobile. So is the Ekko. The Ekko has a lot of solid poke as well. I think that's going to be very reliant upon the ganks, what we see Zhao and what we see Rek'sai do. As far as the Rek'sai and the Zhao go, I think the Zhao is very strong right now, has a lot of mobility, a lot of poke, can go out and do a lot of damage, but I feel like Rek'sai is really underrated. I play jungle myself. I like to play Rek'sai every once in a while, and I feel like Rek'sai can just do so much work that you don't anticipate, and she's really undervalued in the current meta. So I'm excited to see the Rek'sai pick into the Zhao. Ashe, Lulu, Misfortune, Zyra. That's going to be the lane I want to watch the most. Don't get me wrong. I want to see what's going on in the other lanes and everything else, but what my concern is the bot lanes here. Whoever can get ahead, I think, is going to really win this match. You've got a Misfortune Zyra, that's a great combo. Like I said, I love Leona. I love a support that offers CC, so that Zyra is going to be able to lock down champions. Her ult to help lock down champions. It pairs great with the Misfortune ult. There's a lot of poke offered there. I think it's a great lane. But you've also got Ashe Lulu. Ashe has the same level of poke coming out of her W. You've got the ability to go ahead and take people down with the poke from the Lulu. You've got the polymorph to stop an all-in from the Zhao, and you've got the R that can really shut down a gank coming out of Zhao or in a team fight. So I think there's a lot of potential for this bot lane. I'm going to say that, as long as everything goes even in top and mid, it's really going to come down to the presence of the bot lane and the junglers. Give me a second here. All right, we're just waiting for everything to load in. They've locked in, and we'll see how everything shakes out. We are going to get to see the game as we predicted, and this game's going to get started here shortly. So if you're watching, let me know who you think won the draft. We've got Limitless Void on the side of blue with the Volibear, Rek'sai, Kassadin, Ashe, and Lulu. We've got Literal Monkeys on the red side with Dr. Mundo, Zhao, Ekko, Misfortune, and Zyra. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but in the meantime, we're going to let these teams load up onto the Rift, and we will get started here shortly. Stay tuned for this first game in the series. And guys, while we're waiting, I host high-level scrims and games for different organizations almost every night of the week, from Hextech Championship, the Fierce Force, Team Ambition, and a couple others. If you like seeing these kind of scrims and this kind of gameplay, shoutcasting, that stuff, hit the follow button. I appreciate the support. We're here almost every night around this time. And yeah, I'd like to have you here. In the meantime, though, Game 1 is about ready to load up, and best of luck to these teams. We will be back in about 2 minutes with the game starting soon. It is going to be a solo cast. I'm the only one here, so I will do all the talking myself. So sometimes there might be a little silence. It's only because I don't have anybody else talking with me. I do primarily play-by-play casting, but I'll do some color commentary in there as well. Since it is just me, yeah, so I don't have a partner. I have cast with friends before. I've had other people cast with me, and when I cast for organizations, they have other casters there. So I've done duo cast before, or even a triple cast once. That was a little awkward. But yes, I've done multiple casters before. But I do primarily play-by-play, but I will also do color fill-in when there's slow times on the map. So I'll just keep talking the whole time, and you get to hear my lovely voice for the next 3 hours. So you're welcome. Thank you, and if you enjoy the show, go ahead and hit the follow button. I'd love to have you come back. And we are loading up the client right now. All right, let's take a quick look. I love that Hextech Kassadin skin, so we've got a lot of mastery here. I love to see it. Teleport on our solo laners. Kassadin going with the Ignite for the kill pressure. Ignite coming out of the Zyra, and Exhaust coming out of the Lulu. That Lulu is going full peel. I absolutely love it. And we're getting loaded up onto the screen right now. Let's get everything pulled up so you guys can see what's going on. And there we go. So yeah, looking at the runes, Airy on Lulu, I like that. Electrocute on Kassadin, Conquer, PTA. And then we've got the Mundo with Grasp, Conquer on Zhao, Electrocute again on the Ekko, Conquer on the Misfortune, and Comet on the Zyra. And these teams are loading into the Rift right now. And so with the jungler, we're going to see the Challenging Smite coming out of Zhao, the Chilling Smite coming out of Rek'sai. We've got a Dark Seal on the Ekko, which I love that aggressive start. That's going to be a plan for him to be poking out and getting kills, maybe even roaming a lot to try and stack that up. So I love where that's at. Besides that, everything else looking pretty standard across the map. I'm going to go ahead and hide that now. I'll pull it up every once in a while, and both teams are going to do a pretty standard 5-point out here. We've got cheers coming for the side of blue, Limitless Void. I've got people calling out the side of literal monkeys. This is going to be a very good series. Let me know who you're rooting for in the chat if you're watching right now. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Nice try, Volibear. Wasn't quite able to clear that out, but everything is going to go back to normal here. And Rek'sai and Zhao looking like they're both going to start on the bot side of the map and have a leash from their duos. And we're going to get this party started here in just a moment. Now, some things to watch during these early laning phase. I want to see how the Lulu utilizes her W, if she's using it to buff the Ashe or if she's using it to stop or poke down the enemy team. I want to see how the Zyra lands her skill shots and gets some of those stuns off. I want to see how the mid laners match up. I feel like that's a very good matchup, relatively equal, all things considered. So I'm definitely going to be looking to see who's playing aggressive in the mid lane. And in the top lane, we've just got 2 tanks that are going to be boxing it out. And so I want to see how those top laners try to put the pressure on the other top laner and what their plan is. Also, where are we focusing on ganks? Are we going to see the junglers roaming to the bot lane duos, try and get them stacked? Are we going to see them take advantage of a top laner pushed in too far? Or are they going to try and get their mid laners stacked up so they can also roam with them? These are all things we're going to be watching for, but there's Ekko and Kassadin trading it out in the mid lane. And that Zyra taking quite a bit of poke damage. All members of the bot side here level 2. The Zyra doing a great job of putting some poke out, but that Misfortune is also taking quite a bit of damage herself. And it looks like Zhao did a full bot side clear into top. Rek'sai going for more of the garage sale purchase and trying to get up into the top lane. We could see a fight brewing in the top lane already. Rek'sai coming up into the bush. Not sure if he was spotted on vision or not. There's some aggression. He's coming out, goes in, flashes over, but the flash comes out of Mundo as well. A lot of damage coming down, and that's going to be first blood over to Volibear. They are able to pin that down. The Zhao not able to respond in time, and that'll be a first blood going over to Limitless Void. Let's take a look real quickly. That's at just 3 minutes. That's a pretty fast first blood. You love to see it. Now we've got pings coming down into the mid lane here. It looks like they're going to try and secure that scuttle. And it looks like Zhao might be trying to do a little bit of the invades. We'll have to see what he decides to do. But good communication coming out of the side of Literal Monkeys here. And the Ekko did go TP. He's going to opt not to use it here. Take a little bit of the setback. And we're going to see Volibear topside use the teleport topside. He's already setting on a Sheen. So he's looking to use that advantage. And Rek'Sai is still in the area again. So this could be a repeat gank, knowing that his flash is down on the side of Mundo, and his teleport is down on the side of Mundo. So this could be a very bad setup for this Mundo if it all goes to plan here. Meanwhile, these bot lanes, again, just dueling it out, trading back. When we were last back down in the bot lane, it looked like the side of Literal Monkeys taking quite a bit of poke. They've managed to heal up now, and it looks like it's the side of Limitless Void who's taking the rough end of the trades here. Rek'Sai spending a lot of time in that upper bush. There's the flash from the Volibear. Damage, not going to make it. They're still going to chase down, though. Zhao might meet him. They're going to turn around at the tri-bush and decide they don't want to chase that out. That is a flash off the Volibear now, too. Nothing that comes of it, and I wonder how much time was used up by that Rek'Sai. As the Rek'Sai is now down a camp from the Zhao, who has just been power farming the rest of this time. He's also managed it back, so he's setting on a Ruby Crystal and a Longsword. So he finds himself in a good position here if they come into a meet and greet in the middle of the jungle somewhere. Kassadin going to go ahead and back here. Finds himself up almost an entire wave. And the back lane, or the bot lane of the side of Literal Monkey is going to go ahead and back here. They're up a little bit in the CS department, so why not? I do like that the Lulu has gone the Relic Shield, and she's going to be going to some of the CS to help her scale up as well. I think that's a really wise choice. Here's the Mundo. The slow came down from the Volibear. He's getting chased into the turret, though. Nowhere to go. Some damage coming down. PTA's procced, but it looks like this Mundo might win out the trade. He might get a kill onto him. He does. The Mundo takes a turret shot, but nothing to fear. He is going to lock up the kill on the Volibear, and that will put him at 1 kill to 1 kill in the top lane. And that's what we're going to be able to see in this top lane, is it looks like 2 brute tanks are just going to be going back and forth. Rek'Sai coming to match the top side, so nothing too much happens on the top side. There's some damage coming through. Electrocute procced on, it looks like both of them. And these mid laners are just dueling it out right now. The Kassadin's doing a great job of keeping the pressure on the Ekko and keeping him back a little bit. But this Ekko is not one to be bullied around, and he is throwing his Q out and putting some damage right back on that Kassadin. Xin Zhao able to lock up the Cloud Drake while we were watching in the mid-fight. Next dragon is going to be an Infernal, which means we will get to see a Mountain or a Ocean Soul. So keep an eye out for that. That will affect how the map looks. If there are a lot more bushes, I think that's going to be great for Rek'sai Kassadin. So I'd love to see an Ocean Soul just to get a little bit more fun in the team fight phase. But we'll have to see how it plays out here. Mundo finds himself up about a wave. Xin Zhao finds himself up about a camp or two. This Misfortune's up almost 2 waves and putting some heavy poke on that Ashe, who was just wrong place, wrong time to catch that Q out of the Misfortune. And there's some extra damage coming out of that Kassadin, laying it right back onto the Ekko there. But yeah, if we're doing a quick check into the gold, it looks like, oh, the Ignite comes down onto the Ekko right as he hits level 7. His ult is up, but he won't need to use it. He's going to manage to get away there. One thing I do want to look at here is the state of the map. It looks like everything is pretty even. About 400 gold over to the side. Oh, that's the kill. He was able to flash and get that kill onto the Ekko there. And now it looks like the trade kill going to come through for the Xin Zhao. And yes, both mid laners are now down. Very well played from both Xin Zhao and Kassadin. Had Xin Zhao not been there, he might have had a chance, but unfortunately, he did end up taking a beatdown from that Xin Zhao. And look at the damage that this Mundo outputs right now. With his grass proc, his passive, and everything else, he is laying down some damage on this Volibear, who himself is a relatively tanky boy. But it looks like the Mundo's gone the Sunfire Cape, and the Volibear is going into a Divine Sunder, I'd imagine. So he's got the Sheen up. So there is a little bit of difference in the level of tankiness that they have at this point in the game, and that goes over in the favor of Mundo. So in these trades, I expect Mundo to be a little bit more well off. And there's that Misfortune taking some more damage. There's the ult coming through. The flash comes out. Ignite down on the Lulu. Some damage being traded over, but now Rek'Sai's in the area. They might try and turn this. Meanwhile, we get to watch top while this happens. There's a solo kill onto the Volibear, and now we've got the Zyra falling to the side of Limitless Void. The Misfortune does have to flash and heal just to get away there, and she's still taking some poke. Very good presence from the Rek'Sai to be down there as the fight goes on. That must have been some good communication, or he was just very solid map awareness. Kudos to the Mundo for the solo kill up top. He is very aggressive, and it looks like the Xin Zhao also has the Rift Herald. That must have happened while we were calling those fights out. So there could be some pressure coming in from the top side here, as Xin Zhao does drop the Rift Herald. They proxy farmed away. The Volibear trying to trade down. And this is going to be the first turret at less than 10 minutes, possibly. Flashes left and right. The Volibear just trying to stay alive. His turret's going to go down. That's the Q for the slow from the Mundo. There's the W, and it's going to lock up the kill from the Xin Zhao. He will make sure that Volibear is no more. And we also have to acknowledge that first turret at 10 minutes. That's a lot of gold going on to the side of Mundo. He is going to be very rich at this point. Let's take a look at the gold. He is up almost 1,600 gold at this point in the game. At 10 minutes, that's a phenomenal start for the Mundo. We do see that the Xin Zhao's up 500, the Kassadin up about 300, and all things relatively equal in the bot lane. The gold lead is currently over in favor of the Literal Monkeys, about 2k at this point, just a little bit under. So this is certainly a very fun game to watch so far. Nice job getting that cannon minion there from the Ashe. And look at that Misfortune CS. She finds herself up almost 2 full waves at this point. She is in a very dominant position. We have the Infernal Drake about ready to spawn. Ping's coming out from the red side that they want to be ready for the area. 45 seconds till it's up. So look for the prio. And look at the vision in that area. We've got a lot of red vision, a lot of blue vision. Control wards aplenty from the red side, though. They want to make sure that they are not losing vision on what's going on there so they can start stacking up those Drakes. Mundo with the roam down mid. He's going to make his presence felt across this map, and it's going to start to snowball potentially. If he's able to get this Kassadin, if he's able to lock down this Kassadin, the slow comes down, but the slow comes out of there. Misfortune's ult. There's the ult from the Lulu, keeping the Misfortune alive. Some trade damage onto the Kassadin. He's taken quite a bit there from the Mundo. The Mundo not afraid of anything at this point. He's going to roam down and help lock up this Drake Rek'Sai is going to try and come down to the area, but he might just take Krugs and say, have the second Drake, I don't want to die. Nope, they're going to go for it. So we've got 5 members from the side of Literal Monkeys in the area. A lot of poke coming down. There's the ult, Ashe from ult. Poke coming down. The Rek'Sai's up. The Zyra will fall. The Rek'Sai uses his ult onto the Zhao, but he will ultimately be killed by the Ekko. It's a 1-for-1 trade. The jungler's down on the side of Limitless Void, not the person you want to have down when the Drake is up. And we're going to see a fight possibly break out here, but it will be the side of Literal Monkeys that are going to lock up their second Drake of the game, and we will get to see an Ocean Soul. I love it. We're going to get a lot more of the bushes throughout the map, a lot more of the honey fruit, so we'll be able to see some sustained fights from whoever is able to stack those up. But also, I imagine we're going to see the Kassadin, the Rek'Sai, the Zhao, the Ekko, all just chilling in bushes, waiting to pop out and scare somebody literally to death. Look for some picks coming out of these guys with the new map conditions. So, we've got Mundo and Ekko both roaming in. It looks like they're going to try and pinch the Volibear. Rek'Sai's in the area. We'll have to see if anything comes of it. They're both going to respect the positioning and back off there. Well played. So at 13 minutes, it's a little less than 2,000 game. The side of Limitless Void doing a really good job of making sure that they do not bleed too much gold over to the Literal Monkeys. They are going to have 2 members from the side of Limitless Void come up and try and catch this Mundo, get some shutdown gold on somebody. Some damage coming through. Even Lulu's in the area, but she's going to roam away knowing that they got it locked down, and Rek'Sai will get that kill. That's going to be a kill to the side of Limitless Void as Mundo falls for the second time this game. And that's going to allow Volibear to at least try and stack up some more turret plates over the next 30 seconds here if he can push this wave in, but he might not have enough time. In the meanwhile, you've got Kassadin getting engaged on by the Ekko. The Lulu ult comes out to keep him alive. Don't know if it was totally necessary, but he does find himself pretty well chunked out against this full health Ekko. Zhao matching in the top lane, stopping the wave come in. And again, these mid laners just trading back and forth. Now the Rek'Sai is present in the mid lane. They're going to try and chase down the Ekko. Nothing's going to come of it. He's going to help push this wave in and just get a little pressure off of the Kassadin. And these bot lane duos just sitting here farming it up. The Misfortune still finds herself in a very favorable position, but the Lulu taking the farm helps keep that gold difference relatively even to the Ashe. I was going to say, if we take a quick look in, yeah, the Ashe even finds herself up about 100 gold or so. So that's a great position for them to be in. Going relatively even. This Mundo is the big presence on the map right now. The Zhao also doing a great job of being in the right place at the right time to catch some of those counter plays. There's the ult coming out from Misfortune. The TP comes down. Bear slap and gone. They are able to lock up that kill. It is going to go over to the side of Lulu. And that's going to be Zhao locking up the kill on the Rek'Sai as Rek'Sai locks up the kill on the Ekko. We've got a 3-man dive here. They want the Misfortune. They smell blood in the water. They are going to get it. The Ashe will take a couple turret shots, but all members of the side of Limitless Void are going to survive this little dive. And it looks like they might put some pressure here to go ahead and try and knock down this turret on the bot side. Zhao notices what's going on. He's roaming down to try and match and see if they can do anything. But that bot side turret is going to fall. Zhao in the area, 3 low people. Are they going to be able to fight this out? The W misses. Oh no, it lands on. The flash comes out. They're able to land the stun. Polymorph comes through, still putting some damage down. And they are going to lock up the kill. That's the Volibear getting the shutdown on the Zhao. And that's going to be a nice little trade in favor of Limitless Void. They now find themselves with about 1,000 gold lead. Very well played from the side of Limitless Void to get those 2 kills on the bot side and then have Volibear rotate down to put the pressure on that bot turret and trade it over. You've got Mundo in the top lane, solo pressing though. He's catching up in the CS lead that he had just a couple minutes ago. And mid lane again, just kind of shaking things out. You know, they're trying to poke each other down. The ganks have been coming left and right from both sides. Dives under the turret and everything else, but all right, we've got Kassadin rotating to the bot lane. Limitless Void going to go ahead and take their bot lane duo, put them in the mid now, and try and get some additional pressure there. And we'll see the bot lane rotate up from the side of Literal Monkeys as well, it looks like. And if you're watching the game, let me know. Is this how you thought the game was going to go? Are you excited for what you're seeing? Are you rooting for anybody? I know there's a couple extra people in here than when we got started. If you haven't done it yet, also hit the follow button. I'd love to get support and have you come back for some of these scrims and some of these high-level games. And that's what those additional bushes are going to do. You've got a 4-man stack coming from the side. There it is, and they're going to be able to get some damage onto Lulu. Lulu is going to barely make it out alive. She used her ult, and the Misfortune ult did not lock down the kill. We've got an Ocean Drake spawning now. Red in position. They've already got 2 Drakes. They may be able to lock up their third and put themselves on soul point at just 17 minutes, which would be a hell of a play coming out of the side of Literal Monkeys. Teleport comes through from Mundo so he can be here. And so we're going to have a 5v5. It looks like they're going to give up the Drake, though, and they're going to put pressure on the mid turret, see if they can get anything from it. Mundo rotating up to help stop that. The rest of the team following through as they will lock up their 3rd Drake of the game. And no, it looks like they're going to rotate up and try and lock down the Rift Herald here. It looks like blue side are going to stack up inside of the bush and see if they can get anything caught out here. And the Kassadin taking a lot of damage. The Misfortune and the Ekko both there to stop him. He's going to end up falling to the Misfortune. And we've got 4 members of the blue team up here working on this Rift Herald. They want to try and trade this back over. Zhao in the area. Nothing will come of it. The Rek'sai is able to lock it up. And nothing else is going to come from that little skirmish there in the jungle. Oh, wait, hold on. We've got Volibear engaging onto the Zhao. Misfortune, Lulu coming to help out. Rek'sai, meanwhile, going to try and get that top turret. And let's see what's going on across the state of the map. We've got Volibear and Mundo back in the top lane. This side of Limitless Void is trying to put pressure on that top side, but every time they try and come up there, they find themselves just not able to put pressure on that top turret. The Mundo or the Zhao defending very well throughout these fights. And here's the Misfortune and the Zyra coming into the mid lane. That turret is about 1/3 to 1/4 health, and they're going to wail on this thing and probably knock it down here. There it goes. That is going to be one more turret going over to the side of Literal Monkeys as they find themselves up. 1 turret to 2. Gold still relatively equal, just about 1,000 down on the side of Limitless Void. This has been a very back and forth game, very equal plays, and I love to see it so far. Look at that. There comes the W. There's the E. Some damage coming through. The Lulu ult is out. Misfortune ult paired with it. Nobody is able to get locked up there. Now these Rek'sai going aggressively in onto the Misfortune. The Ashe ult comes through. It will be Rek'sai who's able to lock up the kill on the Misfortune, but it will be the Zyra that falls as well. There's the Rek'sai. There's the Zhao. It's a 3-for-2. It's a 3-for-1 trade in favor of Limitless Void. They're hunting down this Mundo. The Ekko's trying to come and give him some peel, but the Mundo will likely fall here. Yes, it's going to be the Kassadin that's able to lock up the kill. Now it is a 4v1 on the map for at least another 15 seconds or so, and the side of Limitless Void pinging that they want this Baron. They're going to clear out vision and probably get this thing started with 4 members. Why not? Now they don't have their jungler, so they do not have Smite. If any steals come through from the side of Literal Monkeys, it could be effective. So we just need to be able to watch this fight here. Let's get this out of the way so we can see what's going on. Keep in mind, there is going to be a final, not necessarily a final, but it could be a final Drake spawning here in about 2 minutes or so on the other side. They are melting this thing down, not quite as quickly as they want to. Misfortune roaming into the area. Zhao also following up, 2,000 health left. There's the Misfortune. She drops it. And it will be Ashe that's able to secure the Baron as the Kassadin falls. The Baron buff will be on the rest of the members of the team, so they are going to have a lot more pressure to put out here. Let's go back to the state of the map, and we've got 1,000 gold lead now in favor of Limitless Void. That's a 2,000 gold swing in just about 2 minutes. Very well played. The Baron buff should give them a lot of help in trying to knock down these last 2 outer turrets that they've been trying to pressure for a moment. Combine that with the fact that Rek'sai still has Rift Herald. He's been sitting on that for a moment now, and he has to use it here in the next couple seconds. We are going to be able to see that get dropped somewhere as well. Mundo putting pressure on the bot side of the map by himself, though. He's got some friends in the area, so he's not too scared. And that's going to be the Tier 1 outer turret falling, the last one for the side of Limitless Void. That will put Literal Monkeys up 3 turrets to 1 in the map. Drake spawning less than a minute. Ping's coming out left and right from the red side. This would put them on Ocean Soul, and so they definitely want to make sure that they lock this up. On the flip side, Limitless Void finding themselves with a gold advantage and being down 3 Drakes, they definitely want to make sure that they are not able to give this one up and that they are able to lock it down and start to stack those 4 Ocean Souls. That would be a lot of sustain throughout the fights, and that would help them a lot in locking up some of these team fight wins. We see all 5 members from both teams. There's the Rift Herald, going to try and use it to drop some extra pressure here. 20 seconds till it spawns. Let me get this out of the way so we can all see what's going to happen here. And we've got a Baron fight going on. I'm sorry, we've got a Drake fight going on. They're going to catch the Zhao. He is going to try and output some damage. The Misfortune ult comes in, and it will be the Ekko that's able to lock up the kill on the Volibear. That is going to be a 3-for-1 trade now in favor of Limitless Void as they're able to lock down the Zhao, the Ekko, and the Zyra. They are trying to burn down this Mundo. He is super big, though. He's trying to put out the damage, and he is able to lock up the kill on the Rek'sai. It's a 5-for-2 trade. Limitless Void finds themselves with 3 members on the map, and they're going to be able to lock up their first Drake of the game and secure the Cloud Drag. They are now in favor to put themselves in a very winnable condition here. They're up about 2,000 gold. They're stacking their first Drake. They're up 7 kills, and they could start to see some of these outer turrets fall. Very well played from the side of Limitless Void.
I've played Among Us. It is really fun,
And that's going to be the mid turret. Is it going to take Kassadin? No, it does not take Kassadin. He is able to survive. Very well played from the side of Limitless Void, able to do that. Yeah, absolutely. The gold toggle is as such. Mundo's up about 500 gold over the Volibear at 8,800. The Rek'sai is up about 900 over the Zhao. We've got the Kassadin up almost a clear stack on the Ekko. And the bot lane, Misfortune finds herself about 600 below the Ashe where she's at right now, and the Zyra is down about 500. So it's a pretty even gold difference across the map besides that Mundo. If you want to see anything else, feel free to ask. If I don't know how to do it, tell me what button to hit. And this Mundo finding himself out of position. 4 members of the side of Limitless Void in the area. This could be the lockdown. There comes the knock-up. He's immune to CC, but they go ahead and use the Alt Ashe there to lock him down afterwards. A lot of damage coming through, and that's going to be Mundo falling. 1 more kill going to the side of Limitless Void. Now, Literal Monkeys have some members stacked up in the mid here. They might try and trade this turret here in the mid lane and get some more mid lane pressure, but the side of Limitless Void is able to get that last outer turret. And there goes the mid-tier 2 turret for the side of Limitless Void. That is now going to be 4 turrets in favor of Literal Monkeys. But here's the blue side, Limitless Void, putting some pressure on the top side of the map. They want to get that trade over and keep it tied up. That's 4 turrets back over to their side now. Volibear finds himself out of position. The stun comes through from the Zyra. He tries to ult over. He's not able to clear the wall, and that is a lot of damage coming through, and he cannot get the trade kill onto the Zhao. Volibear will fall, and that will be 1 kill traded over to the side of Literal Monkeys. Let's do a quick check-in here. The side of Limitless Void still finds themselves up about 2,000 gold, just a hair over. But it is the side of Literal Monkeys that find themselves still on Soul Point. The Drake is going to be joining the map in less than 3 minutes. Baron's going to be popping up here in just a little over a minute, so we're probably going to see some team fights breaking down across the map here in just a little bit. And both sides trying to sweep their jungles, make sure they don't have too much vision. Very good job from the side of Limitless Void. Look at the vision line they have over in the top red side jungle. Oh, Kassadin gets caught out. There's the stun. Damage comes through. The Zhao not holding back, and it will be the Zyra that is able to get that kill onto the Kassadin. It is now a 4-man state for the side of Limitless Void. The Baron's going to be up here in about 40 seconds, right around the same time that Kassadin will be here. They might try and take this chance to go ahead and lock up another pick and give themselves a real solid chance at getting that Baron. Mundo, in the meantime, split pushing on the top side. Ping's coming out left and right. Red has a lot of vision control over the river here, but it is blue that still has some deep vision in that jungle, so they can look for rotations here on the late game. And both teams just going to kind of reset here. It looks like there's pings coming out for Baron as it has finally joined the Rift, and they are going to go into it trying to lock this down. Now, they are going to walk right past that control ward, which hurts a little bit. Ping's coming down left and right. Everybody knows what's going on here. You've got the Volibear in the bot lane trying to cause some pressure. He has teleport up, so he can be there. Mundo, the same thing, but Ekko also has teleport. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, there's the Mundo teleport. The Misfortune ult comes out. It is going to keep the blue team off of that. Mundo finds himself caught in the Baron pit, but he's going to get engaged on by the Rek'sai. Now, both teleports coming through from the people that are bot lane, Volibear and Ekko. Rek'sai taking some damage. The Lulu ult comes out. It's the Zyra that's killed by the Kassadin. The Kassadin also gets killed by the Ekko. Now we'll see the Zhao fall. That's going to be the Misfortune fall. That's going to be the Volibear fall. That is a 3-for-2 trade. The red team is down a member on the map right now, but it is the jungler who is up for the side of Limitless Void, so they could still put some pressure on either the Drake or the Baron, though I don't know that they will. They have all the right members to do it if they wanted to. They're going to try and chase down and get some extra kills here. They're going in on the Mundo. The Q goes out. Looks like the polymorph comes down onto the Ekko. He's going to get blown up. That's the Ekko R. It's able to lock down the kill onto the Rek'sai. Lulu falls, and now Ashe finds herself in a 2v1. They were not expecting that. The flash comes over. She's still trying to put out damage. The flash out of the Ekko just to get away. She's trying to lay it down onto the... That's going to be a kill going over to the Ashe. She does knock up the Ekko. Now the Mundo. The slow comes down. It could be anybody's game here. Watch who's going to win this fight. The slow. We've got Zyra coming down through the area. She's going to try and land it. Nothing comes of it. The Ashe is going to get away here. The W comes down, and now Kassadin's in the area to give some support. He's chasing down the Mundo. He'll back off, but that was a very fun fight to watch. There's a quick gold check-in for you. Neeko, take a look at where everybody stands. I know you're rooting for side blue. How you like them apples? Ooh, unfortunately, we are going to see, if you're rooting for side blue, we are going to see the literal monkeys lock up their sole Drake at 28 minutes into the game. That does mean Elder is going to be the next Drake spawning here in about 6 minutes. Baron still up, red side in prio of the area. And maybe I haven't been noticing. If you guys that are watching have noticed it, have we been seeing Ashe utilize her hawk shots as well as she could have? That was the first one that I've noticed just a moment ago, and we're at 30 minutes. I don't know that I've been seeing her drop that vision across the map. Again, if you're watching, correct me if I'm wrong. And it looks like these teams are going to start to vie over position for the Baron. Volibear's teleport almost up. He'll have it before the Ekko or the Mundo does. So he has the opportunity to split down a little bit. They might try a little flank and Z here. Let's get this out of the way so we can see a fight break out. And we've got a fight breaking out here. There's the ult. There's the Ashe ult. Misfortune ult comes down. Kassadin zone is at the last second there. That's the Kassadin falling. That's the Misfortune falling. That is the Rek'sai falling. So we've got a 2-for-1 trade. Oh, it's a 4-for-1 trade. Literal Monkey's able to lock up 4 kills there. The Lulu will get hunted down. And they've got about 40 seconds before they are back up on the map because they all got wiped out around the same time. The side of Literal Monkeys here is definitely going to go ahead and try and get this in-head pressure and then fall back to Baron. And look at that Mundo. Fearless in the face of a turret. They're going to go for the end here. This could be a little greedy, but I'm excited. It could be worth it. Let's see. We've got damage coming out onto the Nexus turret. The second Nexus turret is going to fall, but waves are coming in here. They're putting a lot of damage down on the Nexus. Kassadin's up in 1 second. He's up. Is he able to do anything? No. That is going to be the kill. I mean, the game going over to the side of Literal Monkeys. The first game of the series will be Literal Monkeys. Limitless Void is going to lose this first one. Stay tuned. We are going to have the second game of the series here. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit the follow button. I'd love to have your continued support. And if not, that's okay too. You can hang and just watch. Go ahead and hang out for just a moment as we swap over. My game is frozen out as we swap over, and we will get back in just a couple moments. Music is going to be loud. I'm sorry.
Your personal guide to the world of hip-hop.
Try your luck and take a chance. Get for the risks in this moment. Take my hand and break my heart. I'll never walk this road again. Stumbling steps grow to a dance where things change forever. There's no regrets, only the past. Will I change? Never. So swing me around, take me down. You won't break me, I'm too strong. Keep saying it wrong, I'll play along, but I will never be a victim. So swing me around, take me down. You won't break me, I'm too strong. Keep saying it wrong, I'll play along, but I will never. for disaster, a reckoning. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to days. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread with the angels. Fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close.
All right, everybody, and thank you very much for tuning in. We have the second game of the series starting right now. We are going to see the literal monkeys on the blue side this time, Limitless Void on the side of red. And the band's coming out. We are going to see an Ori band coming through. We're going to see the Aurelia band again. On the side of Limitless Void, they're going to target the Seraphine, and this time they're going to get the Zhao out of there. They do not want to see that. Literal monkeys. Going to go ahead and get rid of the Shaco again. So those are the same three bands we saw coming out of the side of Literal Monkeys as last time. This time, Seraphine, Zhao, and we'll have to see what the third band for the side of Limitless Void is. And the Lulu. They're going to take the Lulu out. Smart ban with the Lulu. We'll have to see what B1 pick looks like here, and they are going to put the priority on Sett. Now, Sett is a good top laner. He could also be flexed over in the support role, so I'm excited to see where they end up putting him and how the rest of the bands and the draft come out. But Sett is very strong. His ability to get into the back line with his R cannot be understated. Couple seconds left on the side of Limitless Void. And they're going to pick the Urgot. I love to see the Urgot pick. Varus. And I want to see how the build and the runes they take on Varus, because if he goes Dark Harvest, Strong Poke, that'll be a very fun game to watch him play in. The Ezreal, another strong pick with Divine Sunder. He has been very strong here lately. And he offers a lot of mobility from an ADC point of view, that he's able to kind of get away from like the skill shots from the Varus, the ult from the Varus, lockdown, everything else. And we see Braum being hovered here with the Ezreal. We'll see if they end up locking it in. And it is going to be the Braum. Braum support, I've been seeing him a lot lately. His ability to just shut down some of the poke coming out from team fights and also in lane is very helpful. His knock-up R is also great to disrupt some of the abilities for team fights. And his Q can stack very quickly to lock down some team members in the lane for ganks and also in the team fights. So I like the Braum pick. I think that's very strong. Taliyah. I like the Taliyah pick. Taliyah has not been played a whole lot. I would assume that we're going to see Taliyah in the jungle. That being said, she can also be used in the support role if they're feeling really spicy this game, or they could also put it into the mid. So I want to see what happens with the Taliyah. I'm liking the way this is looking. Galio going to get banned, and then we're going to see a Yone ban as well. The final ban for the side of Limitless Void about ready to come through here any second. And it's going to be the Diana. So relatively similar bans that we saw last time. There's the Zed. Again, I think that's kind of a target ban onto the mid lane there. Limitless Void going to get first pick of this second half here. Taking it down to the wire, Soraka. So we are going to see the Taliyah flexed over to the mid or jungle, Soraka support. And Soraka is super strong. Her heals get weird late game. She can keep an entire team up just pumping out the W's and the R there. Don't mind that. And Vi. I love Vi in the jungle. I play jungle. Vi is really strong. She has a lot of gap closers, a lot of engage on her. She can start those team fights up along with the Sett, along with the Braum. You've got a very strong team fight potential there and a lot of engage. So I love what I'm seeing out of the side of Literal Monkeys right now. And we'll see what they're going to blind pick for possibly the mid then here, because it looks like Sett will be going top lane. And that's going to be Viktor in the mid. And so the last pick here is either going to be jungle or mid, depending on where they decide to put Taliyah. We'll have to see what comes from this last pick. And it's going to be the Ekko, so Taliyah will be going to the jungle. I love what we're seeing here. All right, we're going to get into it. While they're going ahead and going through the client draft, let's go ahead and take a look at everything, the matchups and whatnot. We've got a Sett into an Urgot. Normally, I want to give the range matchup over to Urgot. He has the poke, he has the ability to stun through, but that Sett can trade damage very easily. He can also close the gap for a ranged with his Q and start putting out the damage very quickly and stop him from running away. So I think that's going to be a fun matchup to watch. Urgot is one of the babies I used to play in the top lane, so I do want to go ahead and give a little extra love to the Urgot. If we're looking at the jungle, we've got the Taliyah versus the Vi. I think the Taliyah is going to have a really strong team fight presence, but I don't know how the matchup will work for the both of them. I think I haven't seen Vi into Taliyah a lot. I would assume that the Vi wins the fight relatively easily if they come into just each other. However, with the ganks and everything else, Taliyah is going to have, I think, a little bit more team fight presence. But keep in mind, Vi has a lot of ability to get onto a target, close the gap, and single somebody out, so she can do a lot of damage very quickly to somebody. We've got the Varus Soraka against the Ezreal Braum. That's going to be a fun one to watch, right? We want to look at Varus's runes. If he goes something like an attack speed build, he'll be very deadly in the team fights. But if he goes a Dark Harvest build, full lethality, and goes for the poke build, he could be lethal in the lane, just farming those Dark Harvest procs off of the Ezreal. Now, one thing to keep in mind, though, is we've got a Sett, we've got a Braum, and you've got a Vi. The Sett's going to be a tanky bruiser, the Vi's going to be a bruiser, and the Braum's going to be pretty tanky as well. So if he does end up going the Dark Harvest poke comp, we have to be mindful of the fact that he will not be able to just farm those up quite as easily as he would with another comp. So he'll only really be able to get those off of the Viktor or the Ezreal in the actual fights, and then he'll have to worry about, from there, going on to everything else. We've got the Ekko into the Viktor. Now, the Viktor is able to keep a good distance from that Ekko. His E, his W allow him to keep a lot of distance from the Ekko getting in there. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Also, his R can be devastating in team fights if he scales the right way, so we want to keep an eye out for that. Let's take a quick check-in. And, yep, they're all picked out. It is going to be the Taliyah going into the jungle here. We'll go ahead and exit out of that since everything's locked in. So we're going to see Urgot into Sett, Vi into Taliyah, Ekko into Viktor, Braum into Varus, and Soraka into Ezreal. If you're watching, Neek is saying that he prefers the Monkeys draft a lot. I'll admit, I think they have a lot more team fight presence there. You've got a little bit more front to back. You've got two bruisers, a tank, AP, and AD damage coming out solid. Couple skill shots to land, but you've also got gap closers and engage there. On the side of Limitless Void here, though, you do have some potential. That Varus, if he goes, depending on what build he goes, can output some damage. We saw that the Ekko was very lethal last game, pumping out some his electrocute damage as well as all the poke from his Q and everything else. The Taliyah is going to kind of be the question mark for me. Soraka can help sustain a team fight. Urgot is great in a team fight. I don't think he wants to split push a lot unless he gets to the point where they have to send at least 2 members to answer him, which is possible. But I think that the difference here is going to be that Taliyah. If the Taliyah is able to play well, help get some of the snowball going for the Varus, for the Urgot, for the Ekko, then this could be the Limitless Void finding a way to answer back. Otherwise, I do like the Literal Monkeys draft as well, and I think they have a very strong position in the game. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled, but this second game of the series between Literal Monkeys and Limitless Void is going to start now. We've got Limitless Void on the side of red with the Urgot, Taliyah, Ekko, Varus, Soraka, and we've got Literal Monkeys on the side of blue with Sett, Vi, Viktor, Braum, and Ezreal. If you'd like to talk in the chat for a little bit, go ahead and let me know what you're thinking as far as the draft and everything else goes. But in the meantime, we will get ready for these teams to enter the Rift, and stay tuned. If you haven't done it yet, hit the follow button. I'd love to have your support and have you come back for more of these games. All right, and it looks like we are going to see, the Braum ADC, I love it. Now, it looks like we're going to see Teleport coming through on our top laners and Viktor, Ignite going on to the Ekko. We've got the Barrier on the Soraka, and we've got the Ignite coming through for the Braum. Let's go ahead and get everything pulled up here in the game so everybody can take a look at what we've got going on. And as these teams hop out on the Rift, I love to see the Corrupting Potion on the Urgot. That is great for the sustain. We've got the Challenging Smite coming down onto the Vi, and we've got the Chilling Smite onto the Taliyah. Everything else looking pretty standard across the board. Both teams going to 5-point out here. Nothing too crazy to get this game started. Now, this is the second game of the series. Right now, Literal Monkeys are up 1-0. So, Literal Monkeys could put themselves at 2-0 with a win here, or Limitless Void could tie up the series 1-1. And it looks like Vi's going to start topside on her blue, and the, I don't want to see the chat, thanks. And it looks like the Taliyah is going to start on her bot side of the blue. And mid lane already getting the party started. Let's go ahead and take a look. The first Drake on the map is also going to be a Mountain Drake. And that's a hell of a leash coming out of the side of red. especially when blue is in lane pushing for that level 2 advantage already. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that bot lane and see how it goes with Ekko and Braum putting a lot of pressure on here. Skill shots landing left and right onto the Soraka. And same thing, this Ezreal's taking some poke and some damage here too. Vi and Taliyah both opting for a full side clear. Taliyah on the bot side moving top, and Vi on the top side moving bottom. So I'm surprised that the bot side here from the side of Literal Monkeys is pushing as hard as they are, as it would make sense to let the red side push into you a little bit and expose them for an early gank here, but we'll have to see how it all plays out. And they do hit level 2, both teams on the bot side. And this top match looks relatively even so far. Let's take a look at the CS. Ooh, not as even as you'd think. The poke is pretty even, but Urgot doing a great job of CSing into the melee champ there. Everything else across the map, pretty even. And again, if you're watching and you want to see anything on the screen, please let me know. I'm happy to pull it up for you if you want to see the gold difference, stats, anything like that. There's the pull from the Sett, but the Urgot manages to get the stun. He's doing his dance. The Haymaker comes through. A lot of damage coming onto that Urgot as he's taking a lot of wave poke. And we see Vi in the area. They're going to start to let her push in, and there she comes. She's going to start to land her Q here. The silence comes through to stop the gank, and that is going to be a null gank coming out of the side. Oh, there it is. She's back in there, doing some damage onto the Ezreal. Onto the Varus. He flashes away. And I do want to look at something here, because I didn't get a look at the rune. So Varus is going to lethal tempo. I doubt he's going to go the lethality poke setup as much as I'd love to see that. And Taliyah does lock down the top side scuttle, while Vi will lock down the bot side scuttle. So we've got a pretty even match as far as the junglers go. Vi going to come back into the area again, but they're playing pretty respectful. The flash comes out of the Braum. He's able to lock down his passive onto the Soraka, and that'll be Vi locking up first blood for the side of Literal Monkeys onto Soraka. And it looks like the counter is going to come up here on the top side, and that'll be Taliyah locking down the kill on the Sett. Very good job for both the junglers being present on those lanes and making sure that their laners are able to get some additional pressure, though they both took the kills. Nothing wrong with that. Jungle's got to be big too, right? And this Drake is going to be spawning here in just a couple seconds. We'll have to see which teams put the priority on getting that drag early. And the Urgot doing a great job of positioning this wave right where he wants it. He has the ability to set up a freeze if he'd like, but he's also going to take some damage. The pull comes out. There's the Haymaker. He's barely able to get out with his life. Thankfully, he was able to use his dash. He didn't get a stun off or anything like that, but he did miss a majority of the damage coming out of the Haymaker from the Sett. Now, we see the Sett playing forward here. Taliyah pinging that she's going to come in, tries to get the kill, and the Urgot is going to possibly... The Urgot does fall to the Sett. He will not get the trade kill. Taliyah trying to chase this down, flashes, isn't able to land her poke there, and tries to run back in, but the Sett will be traded back over. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade on the top side. Very good job from the Urgot in trying to delay that as much as possible, making him take an extra couple turret shots so that Taliyah is able to get that kill, and he's able to teleport back and continue this wave. Let's take a look at the state of the map here real quickly. There is a 500 gold lead, or a little less, on the side of Limitless Void. The Taliyah now 2-0. The Sett finds himself down a little bit of CS, and he has quite the gray screen and the walk back to lane, so that's a little unfortunate there, but he does come back with a Bramble Vest to try and put a little damage back onto the Urgot. The mid laner is relatively equal, and that's going to be a turret plate for the Urgot. Good job letting that wave just kind of work down the last of the damage and hanging out in the area. Vi, meanwhile, getting that Mountain Drake started. Ezreal and Braum rotating over to help. Taliyah is nowhere in the area, so I bet this is going to be a first Mountain Drake going over to the side of Literal Monkeys. And there it is. Going to lock up that that scuttle as well. And Varus reading the room right. Vi wanted to go over to that blue buff. He's going to drop some extra vision there. And this Ekko, taking a lot of poke, but putting it back out. The ult comes down. He gets the stun. And so that's going to be... Ooh, the ult comes down from the Ekko now. Trade over, the Ignite going down. That's a lot of damage, and he's going to lock up the kill. He'll take a turret shot, but he is going to survive. Ekko is able to get a solo kill onto the Viktor. And now we have the top laners here trading it back out. The PTA procced on the Sett. He gets the flip. He gets the dance. There's the ult coming out of Sett, and he's able to nullify the Urgot's damage, and he will get the kill onto Urgot. Very well played from the Sett there in order to get that kill. He was in a very bad position, taking some damage from the passive with the Urgot doing his little dance, and he does get the kill onto the Urgot. There's the Taliyah. She gets her RN. She knocks back the Braum. He gets blown up. Now they're hunting down the Ezreal. They're not able to lock up the kill, but that is going to be one more kill going over to the side of Limitless Void. There's the Ekko again, putting a beat down on that Viktor, trying to put out some damage there very heavily. Urgot running away from the Sett, damage coming through. The Conqueror stacked, the PTA stacked. Who's going to win this fight? The Urgot's having to run away. That's the Vi on to the Ekko. The flash comes through, and she follows it up and is able to lock down the kill on the Ekko. Gets the assist from Viktor. We've got a fight breaking out down here in the bot lane now, trying to put some damage onto the Braum, but he is becoming a... he's on his way to being a takey boy. He's got the cloth armor already. Meanwhile, the Soraka just has the Amplify and Tomb. However, the Soraka is able to heal up all the damage that comes through relatively easily there. Ping's coming out left and right as Taliyah is heading towards the top side. Sett a little over positioned. He's going to back off respectfully. He sees what's going on. The Ekko comes in again. The Graviton and the ult coming through. His ult is up though. He'll be able to reduce some of this damage if he wants to. Viktor playing that a little bit better, stepping away from the spot that the Ekko can ult. And there's the Vi. She's going to come in. She might make him use his ult. She does. The stun comes through for the Viktor. It doesn't quite land. A lot of damage comes through, but he is not going to die. Very good job from the Vi. She also was able to lock up the Rift Herald. I did not notice that. There's the ult coming out of Ezreal. Is he able to get the kill? No, he is not. But very good play from the Ezreal, read on where he was at and everything else. Just didn't have enough damage to kill him yet. Wait till he gets his Divine Sunder and he will be outputting a little bit more. There's the pull. There's the R taking him to the other side. The flash comes through. The Haymaker comes out. He's taking some turret shots. The R goes in, and that's going to put him into the R ability, and he is going to get killed by the Urgot. That extra turret shot was the icing on the cake. The Urgot able to lock up the kill there on the Sett. And the Infernal Drake is joining the map as we speak. Both teams vying for position in the area. That means we're going to be able to see a Cloud or an Ocean Soul this time. There's the Rift Herald. It manages to put some money in the pockets for the side of Literal Monkeys. There is the Taliyah trying to make that Vi back off. She's taking some damage. The stun comes through. The Ekko ults to get out of it. The stun lands on the Braum. Braum ults to try and disrupt the other team. However, Limitless Void finds himself being able to split up this side of Literal Monkeys, and they now have position in the area. Always give the heals to the Soraka. She will return the favor. And let's get rid of this real quickly here. Bear with me while we go ahead and get rid of this. We've got Vi in the area. She tries to jump over, but nothing will happen from it. That's going to be Taliyah falling over. Both the jungles are out of the game now. And it is 1-to-1 Drake on the side of 1-for-1 Drake in the game. That's going to be the Urgot getting the kill onto the Braum. The flip comes through, and Soraka manages to land the kill onto the Sett. There's some damage coming through the slow from the Urgot. He's trying to chase down this Ezreal, but he's not able to do so. The Ezreal will get away. But that is going to be some trade kills over to the side of Limitless Void. Quick gold check-in. We find that the side of Limitless Void up about 1,000. They're up 3 kills. No turrets have fallen yet. Each of the teams have a Drake, Infernal for Limitless Void, and Mountain for the side of Literal Monkeys. And that's my fault. Sorry, I'm bad. We see that the Urgot is up about 6k over the Sett. The Taliyah is up almost 1,000 over the Vi. The Ekko up about 200 over the Viktor. And the Ezreal finds himself with about 600 more gold or so than the Varus. There's some damage coming on to the Braum. Please stay undirected. There we go. And the Urgot's completed the Tiamat, which is going to allow him to have a lot more push pressure. Sett out of position, taking some damage. The Urgot ult comes through, and that's going to be his 3rd kill. He is a sniper with those R's. Very good play from Urgot. That's going to put him at 3-2 on the map. Some damage coming down now. That Ezreal taking a lot of damage here. He has to flash away. The poke misses. Braum absorbing a lot of that damage. The ignite down onto the Soraka. Flash comes through. They're trying to get that Ezreal killed, and he's able to do so. The Braum not going to be able to kill him. He tries to get away. The heal comes out of Soraka, and they are going to find themselves trying to hunt down this Braum now. He takes the turret shot, but he's not scared. That's why the Soraka's there.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
That is going to be first turret going over to the Urgot. He has managed to get himself a lot of gold so far. The ignite coming down. Wow. The Taliyah is putting out some damage. She takes the R just to get away to be safe as she saw the Ezreal and the Braum in the area. But now the Ekko is coming up from behind, and this could be a pinch going on. He'll get spotted out. Braum sees what's going on. There's 3 members and almost no turret. They could be going for a dive here. They're going to try and put some damage out on the Ekko. That's going to be the Ezreal ult locking down the kill on the Soraka, but it's still a 2v2. That's going to be the kill going over to Varus for the Braum. Ekko has to respect the amount of damage that he has taken so far, and he's going to get out of there. And Sett and Viktor are going to go ahead and work on the Rift Herald. And lock it up again for the side of Literal Monkeys. It's now a 6-kill game in favor of the side of Limitless Void. They are up almost 4,000 gold at this point. They are up 2 turrets, and they have a commanding presence on the map. Literal Monkeys have got to come up with an answer for this Urgot and for this Varus and for the Taliyah, quite frankly. They are able to just do what they want on the map, be anywhere they need to be, and the Literal Monkeys have got to find an answer for this. And again, we're going to find an Ocean Soul on the map here. The blue team in position, the red team starting to collapse down. It's going to be up here in about 15 seconds. Both teams now converging on the area. Pings left and right from these teams. That's the Vi. That's the Zonias. That's the Viktor, and that is going to be the kill going over to Viktor. They are able to lock up 2 kills there, as Ekko will also fall. It's a 2-for-2 trade now. Vi and Braum are also taken out there. It's 3-for-3 on the map. Both junglers down. We'll have to see how the rest of this game breaks out. Soraka finds herself out of position. She's running around. I'm sorry. Varus finds himself out of position as he's running around, and he takes some damage there. And this Urgot is a very big boy. He's got his Titanic Hydra there, so he is ready to go. Shows up on vision. They know he's coming. Viktor going to try and play defense. They're trying to melt down this Drake, but I don't know if anything's going to be able to steal it away at this point. And that is going to be the mid-red tier 1 turret falling. Literal Monkey's doing a great job of keeping themselves in the game. They're down about 3,000 gold at this point. It was 4,000 just a couple minutes ago. So they are trying to claw back in. They are able to lock up the Ocean Drake, and that gives them a 2-1 Drake lead at this point. So we'll have to see how the rest of this game goes, but it's been back and forth so far. Ekko going heavy into the Sett. Damage coming down. The Haymaker lands quite a bit of damage onto the Ekko. His ult is just coming up. He's able to pop back out of it. We've got a fight breaking out. Sett's able to lock down the kill on the Ekko. There goes the Soraka from the Vi. Urgot finds himself out of position, getting stunned. He's still pretty tanky, and he's able to live. The poke from Varus. Now we've got Taliyah joining the fight. That's Viktor locking up the kill on the Urgot. Taliyah not able to get down this kill. This is the side of Literal Monkeys turning that trade around, and they have a 4-for-0 trade. Baron is joining the map here in just 10 seconds. They might try and rush this.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Sett in the bottom lane able to wrap up the tier 1 turret for the bot lane. He's putting some pressure there and going to make people respond to him. Meanwhile, the Viktor is keeping this Varus off and distracted in the mid, and you've got 3 members just slowly working on the Baron. With so many members showing across the map, I'm sure the red team doesn't think that they are in contestation of the Baron. Very back and forth indeed, Neeko Neek. I like what we're seeing here. There's a little gold check-in here. Let me give you a gold check-in since I know you like to see that. There you go. And the blue team, Literal Monkeys, are going to lock up the Baron, but the red team, Limitless Void, is going to go ahead and put some pressure on this tier 1 outer turret and see if they can knock it down. There it is. All the tier 1 turrets have now fallen for the side of Literal Monkeys, as the side of Limitless Void has quite a bit of pressure on the map. But the side of Literal Monkeys has locked up the Baron now too. And so I expect to see them start to push here. I would not be surprised if they send a man or 2 top to try and take down that Urgot and get that last tier 1 outer, and then put some pressure on the mid tier 2 turret. Urgot still working on his mythic item. He opted for the Titanic Hydra first. I don't mind that build on him at all. Soraka has gone for the Moonstone Renewer. Ping's coming out. They want to get those bot 1 and 2 turrets. We've got a fight brewing out on the mid lane tier 2 turret. Sett meanwhile pushing in that bot wave. Some damage coming down, but Urgot in a position to pinch these 4 members. They are outnumbered. Sett doesn't have teleport, so he's going solo. Urgot gets stunned up. Damage coming through. The Ezreal ult comes all. That's going to be Ekko trying to lock up the Vi there. He'll have to dance back, and they are just dancing around back and forth, playing very well. Now Sett, definitely out of position, needs to recognize 5 members are gone. He is able to get that tier 2 turret. He's going to try and back by Taliyah is able to try and come in there, and she will not stop the back. That Baron empowered back is very quick. Her ult, not a chance to catch him. And now the 4 members from the side of Literal Monkey still putting pressure on this mid tier 2 turret. Urgot still in a good position to try and get some flanks, but he shows up on vision. And that'll be the mid tier 2 turret falling. The next Ocean Drake is going to be spawning here in about 30 seconds. Blue is certainly in a position to make sure they are able to snag it up and put themselves on soul point. They have the Baron. They have the map pressure. They just have to have the will and the desire. And very good job from these teams, trying to trade back damage, poke each other down, put themselves in a favorable position. Urgot closing in a little bit there from the side. Urgot getting spot on vision again, getting poked out there a little bit. That's the Viktor E. The blue team doing a great job of poking through. That's the Viktor ult. The stun comes through. He gets locked down by the Urgot. He will be suppressed and he will get eaten up. But the kill for the Viktor is going to come through still, and that'll be a 1-for-1 trade. Urgot for Viktor. It's 4v4 on the map. Both teams' junglers are up, and the blue team is already starting this Ocean Drake. Going to try and put themselves on soul point at about 24 minutes into the game. That's the Drake. Red team members find themselves not much to do here on the map. Ezreal, Ekko pinging that he maybe wants to go to the top side and press that wave in. Baron buff is finally down, so it's a little bit more of an even fight throughout. But this gold lead not jumped entirely. This is still only a 1.5 thousand gold lead in favor of the blue team, Literal Monkeys. And some comments coming through that we would like to see the Ezreal on a Triforce. I know that the Divine Sundra build has just been really kind of strong on him lately. You do have the Urgot, who's kind of tanky, but I do understand what you're saying, that it's not maybe the best utilization. They probably should have switched it up a little bit based on the team they were going into. What are you going to do? I mean, they are currently, they're up in gold. They're up in turrets. They're up in Barons, they're up in Drakes. They find themselves in a position where even though the build might not be the most efficient, they are certainly doing what they need to with it. There's the Vi hunting for something. She's going to go try and clear some jungle, but it's gone. Urgot going to go down into the jungle now, catch the Vi out. They're both going to dance around each other. Urgot is doing a great job of trying to play these flanks and get the right kill positions on. We've got Sett on the top side, putting the pressure on the top half of the map. His teleport is now up. If there is a team fight brewing, he can come in and join him. The Drake, not on the map for 3 minutes. The Baron down for 45 seconds. And that's another turret over to the side of Literal Monkeys. All 4 members from the side of Limitless Void find themselves in the area as the Baron is about ready to join the map here in 15 seconds. Blue continuing to push in that top turret. Now all of the lane turrets have fallen for Limitless Void. They find themselves down a little over 3,000 at this point. They're roaming as a 5-man together. That's the ult coming out of Taliyah. The flash comes through, so he gets away. Some damage coming down. She might not survive. She's Zonya's. Vi trying to lock up the kill. The heal coming through. Soraka doing a great job, and it is going to be the Vi that falls there. Soraka keeping that Taliyah alive. The Ezreal ult did come out, but it wasn't able to lock up any kills. However, now you've got Sett wailing on the top side inhib. They have just left him unchecked. He's been able to get 2 turrets and the inhib here. It's a 4v5 on the map, but a 4v3 here at this team fight. Not even. It is just Ezreal and Braum is going to fall there. The red team now pinging. They want to put themselves in position to go ahead and get a Baron here. Urgot matching. Everybody collapsing on the Baron. Ezreal, Viktor, and Sett in the area. Vi finally spawning. I don't know if she's going to be able to get there in time. Let's take a look. Everybody's here. 5-man damage. That Urgot pumping out some damage onto the Baron. It's going to get melted. It will fall. Taliyah locks up the kill. They're going to use their empowered backs. Urgot is just going to go ahead and walk it out because that's what he does. And the blue side is just going to go ahead and clear out some vision here. The side of Literal Monkeys now on the back foot after having won a Baron early and gotten some team fights. They got some pressure with it, but now they are down. They are up only a little over 1,000 gold now, and it is Limitless Void with the Baron buff for another about 2 minutes or so. They could put a lot of pressure on the map here. Drake is going to be spawning in about a minute. This is going to be maybe one of the fights that decides what happens in this game. If the red side, Limitless Void, is able to win this Drake fight, they could be clawing back into it. They're up in kills. They have the Baron. They could put a lot of pressure here. If the blue side is able to lock up this Ocean Soul, that'll be 3 Oceans and the Soul stacked on their favor, as well as a steady little gold lead. And the Baron buff would be falling off of Limitless Void. So we have to see how it's played out here. That's the pop from the Taliyah. Urgot taking a lot of damage there, soaking and absorbing as much as he can. Ping's coming out left and right. The Sett, he's going to get caught out of position here. The slow misses from the Urgot. Now the Urgot out of position. Those two are fighting it out. Meanwhile, you've got a lot of damage coming down. The Soraka ult comes out, and it's going to be the Vi that's locked up in the kill. Sett wanting to go heavy on this onto this Urgot. The damage comes down, and they're able to lock up 2 kills. The Ekko and the Soraka. Now we've got the everybody but the... Oh my goodness, that is going to be Literal Monkeys locking up an ace on the side of Limitless Void. They are going to be able to go in and lock up the Drake. That'll be the Ocean Soul in their favor, and they could push to try and end here very shortly. They've got the top in him. They've got the pressure now. They've got the buffs. They have this everything they need to go ahead and try and push for a win here. They're up about 4,000 gold, a little bit more. That is the Drake. Ladies and gentlemen, we see the Sett putting some pressure on here. Only the Soraka is up. Now the Taliyah. He's still got a lot of time that he can make things work here as they've got to clear out some minions at the Nexus turrets. He's going to go ahead and rotate out knowing that they've got an exposed inhib on the bot side and that if they want to, they can take it at any time they need to. What a match we get to see there. Neeko, I know you like to get a taste of the gold. There's the difference for you now. That Sett is up about 3 grand. That Vi is down about 2 grand, a little under. The Viktor finds himself with about a 2,000, a little plus gold lead over the Ekko, and the ADCs are both literally within 20 gold of each other, so kind of cool there. Either way, it is a gold difference in favor of the side of Literal Monkeys here. They've got the Ocean Soul, they've got 8 turrets, they've got an inhib. They just killed out the team and wiped them off the face of the earth when they had Baron, and so they are really in a position to try and win here. The Sett going in heavy on him, that's going to be the haymaker on the ult, and he will get the solo kill. That's a solo kill on the Urgot. We've got Ekko here, maybe caught out of position. All 4 members from the side of Literal Monkeys putting some pressure on the top side of that map. They've got the exposed inhib and super minions coming in the top side. The exposed minions on the exposed inhib on the bot side. They've got a wave crashing here mid, and it's looking like they're wanting to go ahead and take out this mid base turret now. Taliyah trying to get the pop onto the Vi. Some damage comes through, but she's going to manage to survive. Ezreal ult goes down. Braum absorbing as much of that as he can, and he will fall to the Taliyah. It's now a 4v4, but Urgot's going to be up in just about 10 seconds. Meanwhile, that Braum is still 40 seconds away. This Sett starting to put out a lot of damage. He is also relatively tanky, absorbing some damage here. He will fall as well. It's now a 3v5 on the map. But there goes the mid inhib. Vi trying to get out of there. The Ekko and the Ezreal and the Vi both managing to slip away. Urgot trying to chase down, but they're all going to get out of there. They are able to get that mid inhib and keep some super minions crashing into the base. At this point, I do want to note, These super minions, these waves coming in, are only going to give the side of Limitless Void more gold and more experience to try and catch up. Now, am I saying it's going to make a difference? No. But could it? Absolutely. So we need to be aware of the fact that this is going to happen in the top lane, it's going to happen in the bot lane, it's going to happen in the mid lane as they crash these inhibs, and they don't end the game. Every time they back out and reset, that's more gold and experience going over the side of Limitless Void, and so that's just something that you've got to be aware of. But it does help with taking objectives. It does help with trying to get there, and if you've got super minions crashing into the base and they have to answer that, otherwise you start losing base turrets. Nexus turrets. You start losing inhibs. So it makes sense, but they've got to play smart here. If you're just tuning in, Limitless Void is the side of red, Literal Monkeys is the side of blue. It's only about a 2,000 game. It's been very back and forth so far. Barons have been traded, Drakes have been stolen, everything else on the face of this earth has happened this game, and you have missed a good game. But you're here now, and that's all that matters. Also, if you haven't done it, hit the follow button. I'd love to have your support. I appreciate the follow from... Oh no, what did I do? There we go. I appreciate the follow from Sassy Velociraptor. Thank you very much for the support. And we've got a team fight brewing here on the top side jungle. That's the Ezreal ult, comes out and does a nice chunk of damage to the Taliyah. However, Soraka's there and she says, don't worry about it. I'm going to heal you up. That's the pop back from the Taliyah. Vi trying to get out of there, taking some damage. Urgot not able to chase away. Baron is up. He's spitting some damage out too because he got activated when the Vi went over. And Sett's going to just continue to split push his heart out. Now, Sett has teleport. He can join this this fight if he needs to, but he's going to take advantage of the position, and he's going to go ahead and start pushing in the inhib. Now it looks like the Urgot's in threat of falling. That's going to be the Ekko. The Soraka is on fire. She's barely going to live, and they're going to trade over the Ezreal and the Vi now. Sett's coming in. He's going to ult down. He's going to trade over to the Varus. The Soraka is still in a very low position. She's going to have to run away, and it could be the Taliyah that's going to sit here and try and trade out onto the Sett. She flashes away to get out of it. The Haymaker lands. That's going to be the kill for the Viktor, and it is a 4-for-2 trade in favor of the Literal Monkeys. They now find themselves with 4K gold lead. They are in a position to go ahead and take Baron, but they're not going to need to. The Viktor is going to teleport over, and that is going to be the game in favor of Literal Monkeys. 2-1 in the series. Stay tuned to see if we will get a Game 3. I don't know if we will, but if we do, I will let you know. Stay here for just a little bit longer, folks.
Slowly covering the light. Pull the trigger every night to stay alive. Hope is wishing, but you're running out of time. If I could only read your mind. Read your mind.
And everybody, I just got word we are going to... Wrong sound. Everybody, I just got word we're going to get to see a Game 3 in the series, so stay tuned if you want to see if Literal Monkeys are able to make it a 3-0, or if Limitless Void is able to come back and claw a little bit back and get the last game of the series here. Sorry, I was typing and I can't talk. And also, don't forget, I do this every week. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and hit the follow button. You will see high-level scrims. You will also see me casting for different championships and leagues like the Fierce Force, Hex Tech Championship, Team Ambition, and others. If you'd like to see some of their games, some of their players, and everything else, hit the follow button. We're here almost every night. Stay tuned for Game 3 in this series between Literal Monkeys and Limitless Void. Alright everyone, we are getting into this final game between Limitless Void and Literal Monkeys. Limitless Void going to be on the side of blue. Literal Monkeys going to be on the side of red. And they did get some of the bans and picks in, so we will catch up here in just a moment. So the bans coming through: Seraphine, Zhao, and Viktor. And they're going to lock in a Yone on the side of Limitless Void. We've got an Alpheios Thresh lane. Coming through, and we'll see the Varus again. They must have liked how that went. The Voids, Literal Monkeys did the exact same three bans, and I love to see it: the Shaco, the Orianna, and the Aurelia. Let's see what they might pair here with the Viktor, with the Varus. Okay, that could be Neeko mid, that could be Neeko support. Either way, I'm excited to see it. Neeko, I'm sure you love to see the Neeko out there. And the final pick coming through for the side of Literal Monkeys is going to be shown here in just a second. Nocturne. I love Nocturne. I'm assuming that's Nocturne jungle, but it could be flex to top or mid lane. He has a lot of prio push in those lanes, and his R, not only in the jungle, but also in lanes, allows him to be very strong in the ganks. We've got a Galio ban coming through for the side of Limitless Void. The Taliyah ban comes out as well. And the last ban coming out of the side of Literal Monkeys is going to be an Evelyn. And we'll have to see where the last ban comes through here. It's going to be a Shen, so putting some pressure on that top lane again. Literal Monkey's going to have the first and last pick of this bottom half. Taking it down to the wire here as we get into the last couple seconds of the pick. Lessandra, I love Lessandra. She has not been played a whole lot unless you play TFT. I'm excited to see her in this map. She has a lot of all-in potential for the team fights. There's the Diana pick that we have seen banned out several times throughout this series. Ornn locked in very quickly as well. And the last pick is going to be jungler or top lane. Very likely a top lane, let's not lie. And that's going to be a Wukong locked in. I like what I'm seeing here. Again, this is a little bit different setup than we've seen the last couple games. So we've got the Yone into the Lessandra. I like the Lessandra pick into the Yone. Her R allows her to stop from a lot of that damage coming out of his ultimate if he's able to land that. She's able to keep him at distance with her range, and she has a lot of potential tankiness going on there. My fault to the teams. Apologize, I was taking up one of your spots. Sorry about that. So the teams are going to go ahead and lock in for the client draft. We'll take a look at the teams real quickly. We've got what I can only assume is a Varus Neeko bot lane into a Alpheios Thresh lane. I like the Varus pick. I think the Neeko is really fun too. Neeko is a great champion. I liked when she was played support there for a while. I did like when they did her top lane with the attack speed PTA locked in. But I think that she's a great support. She offers a lot of viability in team fights, a lot of lockdown between her E and her R. So I'm excited to see that come through. The Diana, again, team fight crazy with her R. I think that I like what Limitless Void is trying to execute on here. They have a lot of potential to win the team fights and do really good work here. I don't know. Literal Monkeys, I don't know how I feel about the Wukong into the Ornn. I feel like Ornn's really tanky. You might win a little bit early, but that Ornn's going to start to become very, very thick. Additionally, the gold influx that Ornn gives out after he hits level 13 can't be understated. He's able to start upgrading items, and each one of those items is worth a little over 1,000 golds. That's almost like 1,000 gold difference going over to the side of Limitless Void every level after 13. The Nocturne has a lot of gank potential. The Lessandra has a lot of dive potential. So I do think that there is a win condition for Literal Monkeys here, but I'm going to give the favor over to Limitless Void. So let me know what you think in the comments. We're going to go ahead and get loaded up here in just a couple moments. Stay tuned, and thank you for watching this final game of the series. It's currently 2 games in favor of Literal Monkeys, 0 in favor of Limitless Void. So this is Limitless Void's opportunity to claw back into it and at least take something back. Stay tuned. You'll be able to see it. And if you haven't done it yet, hit the follow button. I'd appreciate it.
In this world, allow them share, they'll do fine without me. The chemicals in my head don't work as yours. 'Cause every piece of earth is a little bit of happiness. Every kind of love causes a little bit less regret. Please strike me thunder. Let me get closer to that. Is this over? I'm scared to ask these questions, 'cause I know that you'll reject my love, moving slower, frozen to these pieces without a shoulder to cry on. And I will only climb the mountain without your goodbyes, 'cause you're my life. If I fail and crumble, would you help rebuild this downfall and change the color of my falls? I never wanna hold you back, I wanna give you every chance, and I'll stand against all enemies, your enemies. I'm afraid if our love collides, you'll leave me alone tonight, 'cause I'm changing and I'm breaking, but I'll still be your superhero. I'll be your superhero. But I'll still be your superhero. I'll be your superhero.
Alright, we have the exhaust coming out on Neeko, the ignite on Thresh, teleport on everyone, but the heal is going on Varus? And Yone has the ignite, but Yone is going mid. That's because I was taking up their slot. That was totally my fault. Alright, these teams are joining the Rift now for the very last game of the series. Thank you for tuning in. This is Literal Monkeys versus Limitless Void. Literal Monkeys are on the side of red, Limitless Void on the side of blue. In the series, Literal Monkeys are currently up 2-0, and Limitless Void has got to win this one to get a little bit of gold in the game. We're going to see both teams 5 pointing out. If you're in the chat, let me know what you think about the draft and the team so far. If you've been watching the series, let me know if you think that the Limitless Void is going to be able to pull this out or not. He's going to stare at Alpheios the whole time. Perfect. Alright. Looks like Diana's going to be starting on the top side, Nocturne on the bot side, so Diana will be going to her blue, and Nocturne to his blue.
We're like Pokemon trainers. Yeah, but we were professionals. Oh, it sounds like it for sure. We were tough. Okay. He was better than we are.
And Lessandra playing aggressive here. Going to forgo a couple CS in favor of the damage on the Yone. Meanwhile, Alpheios coming out of the Thresh here, and Alpheios back and coming back. I don't know if he took some aggro there or what happened. I did not have it on here, but it looks like he is going to be a little late to the game. Electrocute proc coming onto Yone. He's going to take some additional damage there as well. Look at that beautiful, beautiful skin on the Ornn. One of his, 2 skins that he has. Poor Ornn is disrespected. I've often recommended that Riot needs to get a misfit skin line and take all the people with less than 5 skins and just give them some cool, funky skins that only they get. Since people like Lux, Misfortune, Ashe have 1,000 skins. There's Wukong trading back into the Ornn. The Ornn doing the same thing. We could see a solo kill here. The The Conqueror was procced on the Wukong, and he laid down some damage on the Ornn. And we've got a fight brewing here in the mid lane. That's going to be the stun coming out of the Lessandra. He goes in with his E's, trying to put some damage on. Remember, when he pops back, it does a little extra damage, but he is going to just trade out even, basically. Still even in CS. The Diana is up about a wave or two. Wukong going for the early invade, but the top side's already been cleared. He's going to get nothing off this, and he's going to be behind even further as she clears out her Krugs. Everything else across the map relatively equal at this point. This Lessandra doing very well of trading into a melee champion. You just got to hope that he doesn't freeze this up here and give her an exposed back to the Diana gank. Nocturne's in the area though if something is to happen. There comes the knock up. She's going to get away from it. He just tries to put out some damage and she will go ahead and say bye-bye. Bot lane, nothing too crazy going on. They're both just farming it out. This is probably the least interesting bot lane we've seen all game. Not to say that it's not interesting, but they haven't traded too much. They haven't tried to get a kill. Teleport comes back in from Lessandra. She is very aggressive with it. Gets the combo on there. Procs out the electrocute, and that Yone takes even more damage. Ping's coming out that Blue wants some help on the mid. But Nocturne's going to come into the area as well, so we could see a little bit of a fight breaking out here in the mid lane. Turret shot traded over. Diana's in the area. She's going to come out on vision. There's Nocturne. The dash comes out. There's the damage coming through. Ignites down. Nocturne trying to get out of there. Everybody in this fight is very low, but no kills are going to be traded over as both the jungles are able to relieve some of that pressure and get the mid laners to both back off. And this Ornn finds himself up almost 2 entire waves on the Wukong, not the position Wukong wants to be in at this point. And keep in mind that the Ornn is able to just build things in lane if he wants to. So he is able to sustain a little bit longer in lane without having to back and take more advantage of his gold in person. The knock-up misses, a little damage back on, and then he pops right back. And the first Drake of this game is going to be an Ocean. We've seen an Ocean sold the last 2 games, so we will not get one this third final game. It will be something else. There's the ult, comes down and locks up first blood on the Lessandra. That is the longest first blood of the series. The other one's happening at 3 and 4 minutes respectively in the game, so this one coming in at almost 5.5 minutes. Good job to the Yone to still get that kill even though she was under turret. And very unfortunate that she was not level 6 and able to proc her R there. There's the Thresh hook. There's the stun. It comes out. There's some damage going back on, and they're just trading it out a little bit. This is still going very well. They're wanting to be aggressive here. This Neeko helping him farm up and just move things along. They want to push this and get a reset off. There's the engage. Both R's coming. Here's the R. There's the flash. Wukong expending his R to try and lock up the kill. The flash comes out from the Ornn as he is able to survive here. He's still putting some poke down onto this Wukong, maybe looking for some assistance as Diana's in the top half of the map. But she does not know that Nocturne's there. Nocturne does not know that she's there. They're going to lock up, maybe fight for Scuttle here in a second. And this Yone continuing to output a lot of damage. There's the Wukong. The Conqueror's procced. Here comes the R. There's the flash. Misses. He gets out of there. Wukong going for the dive. She's able to get the kill, and that's going to be Diana locking up the kill on the Wukong underneath the blue turret. Very good job. Very good job from the side of Limitless Void there. locking up 2 kills so far this game, putting themselves at about 1,000 gold advantage about 7.5 minutes into the game. There's more damage coming on to the Yone. However, the freeze comes through. She's going to try... Oh, I thought she might try and take that in and stun him again, but you never know. And 7-8 minutes into the game, the Drake is still up. Neither team putting any kind of pressure on this Drake or making any kind of move for it. It looks like we've got blue putting some vision in the area. Red also has some vision in the area, but they're neither one going to go to get it started. There's the flash Thresh. She flashes away, and that's going to be Nocturne coming in, landing the fear, and getting the kill there. Very good play from the Thresh. He flayed, she flashed, he flash flayed, she flashed to get away, but then he landed his hook after blowing her flash and knowing where she was going to be, giving plenty of time for the Nocturne to use his paranoia and try and drop his fear on there. Very good play from the side of Literal Monkeys. And now they're going to try and work this Drake down. Yone taking a lot of damage there. He tries to land his ult, but his ult misses. Nobody connects. That's going to be Diana now taking some damage. She gets a double kill onto the Thresh and the Nocturne. Alpheios mops it up afterwards. But it will be the Nocturne that gets the kill there. Or the Thresh, rather. I'm sorry, the Thresh that gets the kill there. The Thresh is a big boy, 2 and 1 in the game. And still, nobody will get this Drake. It'll die of old age before anybody ever gets to clearing it out and taking the buff. And that is the Varus ult. It's going to miss on the Alpheios. They are not able to lock him down at all. He is just walking back and forth, dancing around. Here comes the Thresh now. And if we look at the CF difference, that is still a nice little lead in favor of the Ornn on the top side. The Diana is still outpacing the Nocturne. Everything's relatively equal in the mid except for the kill up on the Yone. And the Alpheios has about a 2-wave lead over on the Varus. We've got Diana in the area clearing out vision on the Drake. Nocturne roaming down that he does not want her to get it. She's going to lock up Scuttle, and we could see a fight breaking out here very soon on the bot side. Diana able to lock down that Ocean Drake. It's going to be an Infernal next, so we will see a Mountain or a Cloud Drake as the soul for this map. Thresh rotating around the outside, maybe laying some vision down there. They're scared of a gank coming in, and very good call as the Yone comes in just a little bit afterwards. Ornn kind of rushing in there, but there's the Yone. He gets caught on the hook. There's the Lantern. He's going to flash back away, uses his ult to try and put some damage down, but now the Nocturne's in the area. Fear coming out, and that's going to be Nocturne getting his second or third assist, rather, of the game, and Alpheios will get his first kill of the game. Very good play from the Nocturne. He put the vision down there just a couple moments before the Yone roams up. He hits him with his hook. The Yone tries to dash over the wall, barely misses, goes over, hits his R, but he's not able to put out enough damage, and then the Nocturne joins the fight, and it's a 3v1. There's nothing much you can do in that scenario if you're the Yone. Neeko, this one's for you. 500 gold favor in the Ornn. We've got a 500 gold favor in the Diana. We've got about a 400 gold favor in the Yone, and a 400 or so gold favor in the Alpheios. And my, look at that Thresh. That Thresh has almost 1,000 more gold than the Neeko. It's still a relatively equal game, but that Thresh is throwing the scale off a little bit. None of the gold where you want it right now. You would love to have that gold on Alpheios. You'd love to have that gold on Nocturne instead. You'd love to have that gold on anybody else but the Thresh at this point. Not his fault, not saying anything about like his play or anything, but it certainly doesn't feel good to have it where it's at right now. You're welcome, Neeko. And Diana, a lot of position here. She's going to get 3-man. She's putting out some damage, but she won't be able to do anything, and Diana's going to get caught out by 3 members from the side of Literal Monkeys. Yone trying to roam up and do a little distracting there, but nothing more will come of it. And this is going to be the first Rift Herald going over to the side of Literal Monkeys. There's the Thresh hook onto the Varus. The flay back, the ult, and that's going to be death to the Varus. Now the Neeko in the area, the Ignite coming down, and she's going to try and get this trade kill onto the Alpheios, but she will not be able to lock it up. That's going to be Alpheios with a double kill now. He's sitting at 3-0-3 for the game. He's got a 300 bounty, and he is doing what needs to be done. Very good play from the side of Literal Monkeys on this bot lane. And there is the Ignite. There's everything else. The ult is just barely going to miss. He's not able to follow it up. Will the turret shot follows him back. No death from the Lessandra. Yone kind of turning around back on this Yone a little bit much, and it's going to be Ornn teleporting down, locking up the kill onto the Alpheios, and there goes the Thresh in favor of the Diana. We've got Wukong knocking on the top side door, and we've got a lot of back and forth going. It's now the Rift Herald dropping in the mid with Lessandra and Nocturne in the area. They're going to try and escort this thing up. Nocturne tries to land a sphere on the Neeko, not going to do anything as she runs away, and they're going to get a little bit more gold in their pocket and walk out of there as that Rift will crash. Neeko and Varus roaming up to the mid. Yone likely going to go bot side. You've got the Ornn putting some heavy damage on that bot side turret, while the Wukong puts some heavy damage on the top side turret. This is a back and forth game. Less than 1,000 gold, give or take, surround these two teams. That's going to be Diana getting the kill onto the Nocturne. She's able to use her ult and her proto belt and put out a hell of a lot of damage, proc the electrocute, and get the kill. Not the electrocute, the conquer, and get the kill there. Now, Thresh in the area. Diana trying to lock up this blue buff. And we've got a back and forth game. Okay, which one's the real one? Who's it going to be? Who are you going to hook? You're going to hook the clone! Oh, that feels bad if you're the Thresh. He has been very good with his hooks, but he managed to hit the one person that wasn't even really there. Drake coming up in 20 seconds. It's going to be an Infernal. Putting some vision in that bush. It's a 4-man push from the side of Limitless Void. Yone roaming down, so he's part of that fight since he doesn't have teleport. Teleport down on everybody but the Wukong, so Wukong can still join this fight if he needs to. Look at Red setting up for the pick. They're getting around the flanks. They've got vision all around, but not in the Dragon Pit. And it looks like they're going to give over this Drake to the side of Limitless Void and go ahead and secure absolutely nothing off it except for that Wukong, who's going to continue to put pressure on the top side turret. We will get to see a Cloud Soul, movement speed and cooldown for the ultimates. That is exactly what you want to have with an Ornn, a Yone, a Diana, a Varus, and a Neeko. All right, it's a trade for trade on the turrets, but first turret gold is going to go over to the Wukong. All right, and these teams both kind of resetting and coming back onto the map after having lost a bot and top turret, respectively, to Limitless Void and the Literal Monkeys. Yone going to head towards the bot lane. Ornn going to stay on the top. Wukong going to go towards the bot, and Lessandra going to go towards the top. Nocturne going to hover in the area. They might try and catch this Ornn out and make sure they're not on vision, but he's going to back off respectfully. You've got the Varus and the Neeko in the mid lane going ahead and pushing there as the Thresh and the Alpheios go to match. Yone going heavy on the Wukong. Nocturne ult comes through. That's going to be the fear onto the Varus. However, the Ornn ult comes out. Nocturne locked up. Some damage coming through. The Varus finds himself in a bit of a pickle, and Diana is able to lock down the kill on Alpheios. That's going to be the Thresh falling down to the Ornn. Now, the Wukong having to try and survive, but the Yone is not going to be able to lock down the kill. He's just going to go ahead and put pressure. He's looking for him. He barely misses him. That's unfortunate, but it is still going to be a 4-man rush into the mid, and they're going to knock down the mid-tier 1 turret. Now the mid-tier 2 turret. They're going to keep on pressing here, and they're going to rotate over to the bot side tier 2 turret. They've got all the pressure in the world now mid that they need, and they're going to try and put it on the bot as well. There's all 5 members in the area. They're going to start wailing on this bot tier 2 turret. And they are going to get it. Let's do a quick check-in on the state of the map. 9 kills to 8 in favor of Limitless Void. 33,000 to 31 in favor of Limitless Void. 4 turrets to 2 in favor of Limitless Void. 2 Drakes to 0 in favor of Limitless Void. And we find ourselves in a game where Limitless Void could win this one finally. They are doing a hell of a job making sure that they are able to put pressure on the rest of the map. They are knocking turrets down. They are winning the team fights, and they are playing very well around each other. Neeko, this one's for you. We've got a 1,000 gold lead in favor of Ornn, a little over just under 2,000 gold lead in favor of Diana. The mid lane is pretty equal, and the Alpheios has about 600-700 gold more than the Varus. And they're almost tied up in the bot in the support role now. Only about a 500 gold difference the Thresh favor, just so you can see that. Turbo Chem Tank coming through on the Ornn. There's the Nocturne ult. Going to dive in. The Yone gets caught out. He has to flash away. And no, the Fear will not be able to lock him up there. We've got our Cloud Drake spawning here in about 50 seconds. Both teams trying to make sure they have as much vision in this area as possible. Red doing a great job of lighting up their own jungle and the Dragon Pit, so very good work from them. Here's the Ornn. He's wailing on this top tier. He's going to take a turret shot, but he ain't scared. Teleports up for him so he can join this fight if he needs to. And there is the Dragon joining us in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. There it is. What's going to happen here? Let's get rid of this and see. We've got blue side, Limitless Void on the bottom. Ornn did teleport down because he had to be there. And he got an extra turret. That's the hook. It misses. Diana's poke coming out. Yone looking for a flank. The side of Limitless Void starting up this 3rd Drake in the game. That's going to be the Nocturne. He goes into the Varus. He gets the fear off. Neeko will fall to the Wukong. Ornn will fall to the Lessandra. That's going to be the Yone. That's going to be the Diana. And this could be the Varus. It is a 5-for-1 trade in favor of Literal Monkeys. They are able to get the entire team cleaned out, and they are going to lock up this 3rd Drake of the game, their first in the game. They could be potentially stacking 4 Cloud Souls. They are going to go ahead and rotate through and put some pressure on the mid here. Since they lost their jungler, I don't know they want to start the Baron, but they do want to get some more turrets since it is currently 5-2 in favor of the Limitless Void team. Literal Monkeys now wailing on the tier 2 turret in mid. They're putting some damage down. Neeko is up. She's in the area. Ornn is up. Diana is up. Varus and Yone are both up. So they are going to have to respond or retreat back, and they will only get 1 turret and a Drake for that beautiful team fight they've managed. And again, a very back and forth series. Pings coming out left and right from both sides of the team, trying to determine what they're going to do. They're clearing out vision around the Baron. It's the only objective for at least the next 3.5 minutes or so. And there are 100 Dianas running around on this map between the clone and the Neeko. Nobody knows which one is which. Wukong will teleport up. Lessandra will teleport up. Wukong and Ornn down in the bot lane, kind of farming out, putting some pressure. I think the strategy from the Limitless Void is going to be to go ahead and put some pressure on the turret if this doesn't go their way, but I don't know what's going to happen here. Stay tuned and we'll find out. That's the Nocturne ult. He goes in, tries to get the fear off on the back line. Neeko is blown up. Varus is blown up. Diana is blown up. That's a triple kill going in favor of the Alpheios. The Yone has to ult just to get out of there. The tier 2 turret will fall. They might be able to get inhib off of this as the Ornn is still having to walk over. And he's dancing around. Takes the blast cone the other way. They're going to get this base turret in the mid, and it will fall now. They're going to go ahead and put some pressure on the inhib. 24 minutes, first inhib of the game. That's going to go over to the side of Literal Monkeys. Now you've got the side of Literal Monkeys going ahead and running over towards the Baron. They're going to set up for a pick, actually. They know that they have the pressure. They know that they're going to have to respond and rotate through the jungle. Wukong is going to go ahead and get the kill on the... Oh, they're all going around the other way. They're committing. All right. They're still in the area. Are they waiting for this pick to come down or not? Oh, they might get spotted out. They're going to go ahead and land it. Lessandra taken down. I'm sorry, not Lessandra. That's going to be the Diana. She has to zone to try and get out of there, but she will get blown up. Now it's the Ornn. He is going to get taken some damage, and they find themselves without a jungler now. The Ornn ult lands. The Thresh hook lands. Lessandra taking some damage. Ornn going back in. It's a 5v4. It's a 4v4, but it's about ready to be a 5v4 as Wukong teleports in. Ornn finds himself out of position here. He could take some heavy damage. The Wukong going heavy on the Neeko. The ult comes out again. That's the Yone. He gets the kill onto the Nocturne, but it is going to be the Neeko and the Yone that both fall. It's a 4v2 on the map. 3-for-1 trade in favor of Literal Monkeys. They were able to get the Diana, the Yone, and the Neeko off of that play. They had the patience to just sit there, and it worked out in their favor. Was it the most fun thing to watch? Absolutely not. But was it fun to see unfold? Absolutely. That was a very good play coming out from the Literal Monkeys there as they held in a bush for about 45 seconds, and then their patience paid off. They killed the Diana, they locked up the Neeko, and they burnt down the Yone, all in exchange for their little old Nocturne. Hey, if you're just tuning in, this is the third game in the series, Literal Monkeys versus Limitless Void. Limitless Void on the side of blue, Literal Monkeys on the side of red. Literal Monkeys are currently up in the series 2-0, and they find themselves with about a 5,000 gold lead at this point. That's bad, I can't do math. It's about a 4,000 gold lead. So, we are seeing everything happen here all at once. The Drake is up. This could be their second Drake of the game. That's going to be their second Cloud Drake of the game. The next one joining us in 5 minutes. We've got Baron still up. Teams are tied with the Drakes. The turrets are all tied up. The kills are very heavily in favor of Literal Monkeys. While everybody's just resetting on the map, I'm going to do a shameless plug for myself. If you haven't done it yet, hit the follow button. I also post all these videos on my YouTube and on my Facebook, so you can feel free to follow me, subscribe, follow here. We do this almost every night of the week. Occasionally I do take a break and spend time with my family, although they don't really like that much either. So I am here all the time. Feel free to hit the follow button, and I'd love to have you here every night of the week when I'm here. In the meantime, We are going to see these two teams resetting, and they could be fighting over Baron any minute now. Drake's still 4 minutes away from being popped up onto the Rift, and we've got a hell of a fight about ready to start. Wukong up about 1,000 gold. Nocturne down a little over 1,500. Lessandra up about 400 gold. Alpheios up almost 3,000 gold. That Alpheios is feeling very big. And the Thresh is up about 1,300. And we see teams vying for position. They are going to try the old pick and roll again. Wait for somebody in the bush. There's the Ornn. There's the hook. It lands. Now the Alpheios putting out some damage. It is not the person you want to land a hook on. Let's not lie. Ornn can sustain through some of that and absorb quite a bit of it. There's a hook again. Fishing, but nothing's going to get on the line. Nocturne has the flank if they need it to. Clearing out vision left and right. We could see this dance go on for a couple minutes here. He's going to try and clear out the vision, but he's not able to do it. Nocturne putting some heavy pressure. There's the paranoia. That's going to be the hook. That's going to be the Q. The ult comes down from Thresh. The Neeko is gone, but so is the Thresh. It's a 4v4 supports traded out. Now it's going to be the side of Diana that falls. Yone will fall. It's going to be a 2v4 here. The Varus will fall. The tanky little Ornn is going to still take damage from 4 people and he will die. They have 25 seconds to end the game here now. There's no mid inhib. It's a pentakill for Alpheios. They are going to run it down here in the mid lane. Nothing to stop them. The inhib is going to fall down any second. It's taking damage. It's down. 10 seconds until Neeko's up. 20 until the rest of the team's up. 30 for Ornn. They're going to work on these Nexus turrets. The first one will fall. The second one starting to take damage. They're going to work on it and it will fall. They're going to hit the Nexus. The Neeko not able to put too much damage out there, and it is going to be the third game in favor of Literal Monkeys. It is a 3-0 sweep in the series, and that is the game, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you to Limitless Void for helping me organize this game. Thank you to Literal Monkeys for letting me stream the game. And thank you to both teams for putting on such an awesome series and letting me cast. I appreciate your support. If you haven't done it yet, hit the follow button. I love all you guys. Thank you for being here during the game. And we'll have another one for you. Check out my schedule on Twitch, and you can see when we're doing the next one. Have a good night.
From London to Taiwan, I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in us. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Tonight, we're gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now.